So we've got another one for you. We're in a Renault Movano thing. It's an ambulance, 4 wheels with a steering wheel. It's white. What we've got going on: battery charge indicator, stop, low battery. We've got paperwork here. Garage states they've replaced the alternator. It says it's an OE spec alternator. OE, don't know how OE spec it is, whether it's genuine OE, obviously from Renault, or aftermarket OE, recon, that sort of stuff. So we're going to get in, use the TOPDON One. We're going to find Renault, and we're going to start off with a system scan, see what it's saying, and take it from there. Now, I feel like I already know where we might be going with this. Want a couple of options. I'm going to run a quick scan rather than an auto scan. Couple of things that I think we're going to have. I think we're going to have a fault code for lost communication with generator, or wording to that effect. I suspect this alternator is not going to be compatible, but we'll see what's going on. It's just finishing up now. We'll have a look at this report. There's a few faults in there. We're showing 17. We have got a charging voltage. Now, it's stuck there. I believe that's going to be a default safety value. I think our faults are going to be here in the UPC. About lost comms to generator. We're just waiting. It's not finishing the scan. It won't let me hit report. So I was right. We have the fault I'm looking at is in the UPC. Bit of strange wording. Put that down to it being a Renault, but as we can see there, UPC alternator link invalid. That's stored current. There is other faults in here, like in engine. We've got a few faults about the thermal plungers. What a surprise! Not too worried about them. This is going to be our main concern. Why it's coming on, that the UPC isn't communicating with the alternator properly. Interestingly, we've also got the internal electric fault, however that does state history. So with large alternators, these 2, 3, if you want to get technical, ways that they'll communicate when it's a smart charge system. We've got BSS, bit synchronous signaling, we've got LIN, and then LIN can be divided into 2 portions. We've got LIN 1X and LIN 2X. Now, LIN 1X isn't compatible with 2X, and 2X isn't compatible with 1X. So we've got to see what's going on here now. So I'm going to get the scope out. We're going to get hooked up to the alternator. Have a look at what signal we've got coming to it, the signal coming out of it, and we're going to do a bit of serial decoding and try and work out which way round isn't happy, if you know what I mean. But my instincts, seeing that fault code straight away, is the alternator is incorrect for this vehicle. As much as it fits, we get a charging voltage, etc. It's not right for this vehicle. The computers aren't happy talking to it. That's speaking French. The car speaking French. That's speaking German. That's as simple as that. So we'll get hooked up and we'll see what's going on. So we're hooked up to this this Movano now. We're hooked up to the alternator wire. Just down there. They've got our nice Pico boom set up on the Milwaukee pack out. Love having a 3D printer. But anyway, so just having a look at the signals. So this is key on, engine off, and straight away doesn't look like a typical LIN signal. So someone's trying to control this on BSS, I think, because I've tried decoding the LIN. We've got serial decode going on at the minute. We're not getting any data. So I think the vehicles could be running on BSS, because right now the alternator is not excited, so it's not turned on. So I think it's trying to communicate on BSS looking at this. Now if I run that capture and we go around, and we're going to see something really interesting to happen. So I'm going to fire it up, make sure she's out of gear. We'll give it a minute or two, the lights will come on. They're off at the minute. But if we go back to the capture, something really funky starts happening. Really funky. and as we can see, we are now getting some form of decoding going on that lin signal. BSS, don't know, but this to me confirms my suspicion of the incorrect alternator. I think the vehicle's running on BSS, the alternator's trying to communicate on lin, it's overriding it, it's absolutely going crazy with 7F data. We've only got one single protected identifier, which I'm going to assume is the alternator. If we unplug that, we'll find that out, because that should go away. So we're going to do that next and see what's going on. But yeah, straight away I'd say we've got an incorrect alternator. Alright then, so it's interesting really. So I've just unplugged the alternator, and obviously we're still in lin decoding, but I don't believe the vehicle's trying to talk on lin, so we've still got protected identifier 7F, a load of 7F data incorrect and what have you. I don't believe it's lin, it's not decoding lin properly anyway. So the alternator's unplugged, and obviously we can see the signal cleans up an awful lot. So I believe this is running BSS, bit synchronous signaling. I just want to double check a BSS signal, make sure what I'm looking at is right. But the second we unplug it, oh well, we can see that down there, but the second we unplug it, the information waveform cleans up drastically. So to me, yeah, we're on a faulty alternator, so that's a diag. And let's just admire this Pico boom I've created. Still got a little end cap to make there. I've had a lad on designing it for me. He's designed the bracket, the bolt to the pack out, and honestly I absolutely fucking love that. Peace out guys. So we are right about this being BSS. We have got a bit of synchronous signalling going on. Now this bit here, this brake, now usually with BSS we see one continuous message. Now we have a brake. Now I've just got a document up here explaining about BSS. If the connector to is disconnected with the engine idling, the signal can still be measured, but there will be a break between the protocols. This is not a general rule and can vary. Now if you look, obviously I know our signal's not overly clean, but I think that's to do with the bad alternator, to be fair. But that break there is normal. We are running a BSS system on this Movano, and whatever's going on with that alternator, this vehicle doesn't like, and that's what's causing the charge light to turn. But yeah, when you're dealing with vehicles with smart charge alternators, it's imperative that we are ensuring that the alternator is compatible. There's multiple ways to do it. Obviously we've got BSS, we've got lin 1X, lin 2X. There's a mass amount of what can be. The best advice if you're ever unsure is don't go for the cheapest alternator from your local motor factors. Get one direct from the dealer. I appreciate the cost, it can be astronomical, but the headaches afterwards, for me, it's worth that extra cost, because now we've got a customer that's come back kicking off that his car's not ready, his car's not right, the light's on, what have you done to my vehicle, this, that, the other, I've just paid you £500 for an alternator, and now you're turning around to him and saying, yeah, we cocked up. The way to fix this, unfortunately, is we need another £600 off you, and buy a dealer alternator at £1,200 and we'll fit it for free, sort of thing. It's not going to wash, is it? It's not going to go well with your customer. Whereas if you just go straight from the beginning and go, yeah, right, no problem, yeah, we've identified you've got an alternator fault. We've had a lot of issues with these in the past. The best way to do is we only fit genuine. It's going to be £1,200. Do you want it or not? And if they say yeah, great, you know you're going to fix that car first time. If they say no, that's not a customer you want in the first place. Let somebody else have that headache. So that's a diag, boys.